Grosse Ruse-Khan. I'm a lecturer at Cambridge University and fellow at King's College. I'm also an external research fellow at the Max Planck Institute for Intellectual Property and Competition Law. My involvement in intellectual property rights is primarily with regard to the international system dealing with intellectual property. So I'm looking primarily at the treaties between states regarding intellectual property, but also at the other international treaties and areas of law which affect IP. So environmental law, biodiversity, health, human rights, investment and trade, and looking at the interfaces between these areas of law and how they deal with intellectual property. I think, and I'll try to focus on my sort of area of international IP to explain the main challenges for intellectual property. It's really a matter of policy coherence, a question of that in the area of environmental regulation, of health regulation, human rights, investment and trade, you have different perspectives on intellectual property. Most of these regimes somehow address issues which are also relevant in the IP context, and they may have different answers to these same legal or policy questions. So even though we have the same states usually which are actually setting up these norms which then provide different answers, we still have different ways of dealing with, say, technology transfer in the environmental context, in the climate change context, in the intellectual property context, or in the trade context. So a key question, since we have all these rules and they have been proliferating for a long time, how do we deal with the interactions with these different legal regimes? How do we create policy coherence? That's the main challenge in my opinion.